How's it going everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And in today's video we have a lot to talk about, as Battlefront 2 has just gone and made another absolute bang with its latest update, dropping a ton of new content that has kind of came out of nowhere, including some new reinforcements, some extra maps, and some new blasters finally, as well as some other slices of content that we thought might not come but weren't 100% sure. But either way you put it, this is an unexpectedly big update for Battlefront 2 and goes to show that Battlefront 2 is going absolutely nowhere anytime soon. Now, before we dive into all of this and talk about my thoughts on the new content, this video is sponsored by Displate, an ongoing sponsor on the channel, and a lot of you guys have supported the channel by purchasing your own Displates with the last sponsorship, so a big thank you for that. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and pick one up through the link below, you can currently get 25% off, and each one you buy supports the channel and is greatly appreciated. And these are actually really high quality, and I even have my own and I was very impressed with how they turned out. So if you do wish to support the channel and pick yourself up some really cool Displates, then once again follow the link in the description, and a massive thank you in advance to anyone who supports the channel through the link. But now anyway, let's dive into this video, and to start it off, we now have two new reinforcements. We have the Ewok Hunter and the ISB Agent. Now this was definitely a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I don't think many of us expected to actually get two new reinforcements with this update, and it's one of the main reasons that this update was such a big surprise. Now, the Ewok Hunter as a reinforcement is something people have been talking about for a very long time, but I think it's not exactly ideal to have Ewoks as reinforcements on maps that aren't Endor. It just seems kind of weird, like Ewoks on Tatooine, it's kind of just not right. And I know for a fact that people were not happy with Wookiees on Kamino and stuff like that, so it's just kind of strange. But at this point, we're used to seeing Rey on Naboo slicing up droids, so I think this kind of stuff, I think we just need to accept it with Battlefront 2. Some modes offer error accuracy, and some modes are just all-out cross-error mayhem that doesn't make sense, but it's just fun. So I think this is just something that we're going to have to get used to. Now, as for the ISB Agent, a new reinforcement for the Empire, definitely not what I would have expected for a new Imperial reinforcement, I'm not gonna lie. I was honestly expecting maybe like a Shadow Trooper or the Emperor's Royal Guard, or maybe even an Imperial security droid to fit with Scarif. But definitely not this ISB Agent. This was kind of unexpected, just like the Cafex Spy and the Ovisian Gunner, which came into the game a few months ago. But I must admit, it's pretty cool. Now, the ISB Agent is a dual-wielding reinforcement, which, like I said, that's pretty cool. I haven't had much time with her, but she seems like sort of a Sith Trooper in terms of abilities, like increased sprint speed and stuff like that. But obviously, I need to get a little bit more time with these reinforcements to get a firm grip on just how good they are. But yeah, we got two new original trilogy reinforcements in this update, which is, like I said, it's really cool, really unexpected, but definitely something that the game needed. So this is a big thumbs up for this update from just the reinforcements alone. But now that's obviously not all for this new update, not even close. Now we also got the addition of the original trilogy to co-op, which is a really good mode. Now I won't spend too long talking about this, but we did get Yavin, the second Death Star, Endor, Hoth, Tatooine, Kessel, and Jabba's Palace into the rotation, which is actually pretty amazing. Lots of new planets to enjoy on this mode, and I find this great personally because I love co-op, as it's the mode I can just jump on for gameplay instead of having to deal with dead lobbies because Australia's PC servers are just not good. So I'm personally really happy with this, and the addition of the Republic Venator and the Separatist Dreadnought, again, it's a great touch. I am loving these capital ship maps that we're getting, but I just don't get to enjoy them a lot because Supremacy is so time consuming, so I scarcely played the mode. So I in turn don't get to really enjoy these capital ship maps, so I am down with the inclusion of these maps into co-op. It's a great change and I am digging it so far. Now we also got two new Heroes vs Villains maps, as well as changes to the layout for Geonosis and Yavin 4. Now somehow I haven't found any matches on any of these maps so far. Now, if I do end up finding them before this video is posted, I will put the gameplay in the background. But yeah, this for me, it just expands the heroes versus villains roster, and I really do like heroes versus villains when you're in lobbies with people who aren't brain dead, so I'm all for these additions. This is a really great change. But now moving on, we also got 4 new blasters added to Battlefront 2 for the infantry. Finally, over 2 years later, this has finally happened. Now, those of you who haven't been around the game since launch, you may not understand how good this is for Battlefront 2 and how pleasing it is. The infantry gameplay in this game is, I'm sorry to say it, but it's been batshit boring for a very long time. And it's mainly because we've had the same 4 blasters for each class since the launch of the game, but we now have some new blasters, thank God. Now, playing as infantry, at least for a little while, isn't going to be a complete chore. The addition of these new blasters is probably the most overdue slice of content that we have ever seen in this game. And I've got to say, I wasn't really expecting to see this. I just thought it was something that might come a bit later, so I am totally gassed for these new blasters. The E11D is awesome. This is what we see Death Troopers using in Rogue One, so, you know, this is a thumbs up from me. Now, we also got the DL-18 as well as the T-21 and the Cycler Rifle, which are both from Battlefront 2015 and are well overdue to be in this game. The Cycler Rifle is the weapon of the Tusken Raider, so I'm going to embrace my inner Tusken Raider shrieking whilst picking people off with this Cycler Rifle. I am honestly just so pleased with all of these blasters. Now, speaking of these blasters, you actually have to unlock them through challenges which are tied to co-op, where you need to get 50 kills in the respected classes. It's not that hard at all. Getting kills with the infantry in co-op isn't anything too crazy, so you should be able to knock these off quickly enough. Now, I haven't tried all the blasters at the time of recording, but I'm happy with my experience so far. This addition to the game was well overdue and is definitely something that us long-time players are really going to appreciate. Now, moving on, that is not it. There is still more. We have gotten some new hero changes in this update, and I won't go over all of them or we'll be here all day, but the Leia rework is here and her flash grenade has been replaced with a thermal detonator, which is great, and her squad shield, which I actually wished was gone entirely. It now heals 5 health every second, which is pretty cool. So Leia has definitely benefited from this rework, and I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. Now, the Chewie rework is here as well, so his bowcaster has seen a change. His bowcaster bolts come out in a triangle as opposed to a horizontal line like before, which was just bad. So this is a great change and has already made Chewie a lot better. Now, also there's been some changes to his Furious bowcaster ability, making it a little bit more focused. So Leia and Chewie have improved big time with this new update. Now, also Iden has seen changes to her pulse cannon. It now is a better ability overall. You can hip fire and fire at any time during the charge up, and it still does a lot of damage. So Iden's definitely gone up a notch with this update as well. Now, there is a bunch of other hero changes like I mentioned, and there's way too many to go over in this video, so I will link the patch notes in the description below for you to check out. But I just thought in this video that I'd bring up the bigger, more important changes. Now, also some other changes that I wanted to mention in this video. The Rocket Trooper and Wookiee Warrior have actually undergone some appearance changes. The Death Trooper is also now equipped with the E11D, which is, just like I mentioned earlier, is the blaster they use in Rogue One, so it makes perfect sense. They finally have their proper blaster. And the Rocket and Jump Troopers have received different blasters as well, and the bugs that were holding back BB-8 and BB-9E have seemingly been fixed. I haven't really tested out BB-9E, I have tested out BB-8 and he seems fine. So yeah, there was just some smaller changes there, but like I said before, if you do want to see the full patch notes, then I will put the link in the description for you to check out, because this video would be half an hour long if I went over everything, because this update was pretty big. So like I said, this update is obviously a lot bigger than what we were expecting, and it really goes to show that Battlefront 2 is here to stay, and the success over the past few months, it's obviously encouraged EA to pump more money into this game because they've realized how big this game can be if it's done right. The past few months for Battlefront 2 have seen more content updates than large stretches of months earlier in Battlefront 2's lifespan, and it goes to show that, you know, Battlefront 2 is really ramping up. Now, this is the time in Battlefront 2's lifespan that I thought it was actually going to be, you know, the end of the game. I thought Battlefront 2 was going to be done by this point. A year ago, if you told me that Battlefront 2 would be getting some of its biggest updates in 2020, I would have honestly laughed in your face. I thought this game would have been well and truly curtains by now. But this update, as well as the recent 2 or maybe 3, have been huge and just a massive surprise with how good they have been and how much content we've gotten. Now, all this in mind, we still have Original Trilogy Supremacy and Scarif coming to the game next month, so Battlefront 2 is still, from what we already know, continuing its string of really big updates. And I've got to say, I am really impressed with how this game is continuing to reshape itself. It's pretty insane just how quickly this game has shot through the roof, and I now see no reason for this game not smashing its way through 2021 as well. EA, after all, did cancel a Battlefront spin-off game, so maybe that's because they see a big future for this game, who knows. But either way, this update is huge for Battlefront 2, and from all accounts, it does not seem like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. But guys, what do you all think of this new update? Be sure to go ahead and let me know down in the comments. I am really impressed with it so far personally, and like I said, next month looks like it's going to be just as big of an update for Battlefront 2, if not bigger. So it is certainly really exciting times ahead for Battlefront 2, and I cannot wait to get stuck into all these changes. I am still yet to test out a lot of this update, and of course I cannot wait for Scarif next month as well. Now, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then be sure to drop a like to help get this video out there, and subscribe to the channel if you are new, as like I said, there is plenty more coming for Battlefront 2, and I'll have it all right here on the channel. And remember guys, if you do want to support the channel further, then be sure to pick up some disc plates through the link in the description for 25% off, and tweet me out a picture of your disc plate when it arrives. But that is going to wrap this video up guys, so thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all again real soon.